Hey guys, it's Beardly Honest here, and we're doing kind of a follow-up video to one of the subscriptions that we do on the channel here. So Universal Yums, that is the word of the day. We just finished shooting our Ukraine box. If you don't know what Universal Yums is, it's basically a once-a-month box that has different tiers depending on what you want to subscribe to, where you get various snacks from a particular country for that particular month. Now, they have done, like this past holiday, they did kind of a culmination of all the countries prior to that. Is like a grab box, like one snack from each different country. But normally, you'll have a just one single country with all the different snacks from that country in that box for that month. What?
Yeah, they usually, it's like their December box is like the Christmas box. They like celebrate Christmas around the world.
Yeah.
But then every other month is a particular country.
So, I guess this whole video is kind of going over my trials and tribulations with the box and kind of how it's grown over the couple of years that we've been doing it. We started, I want to say it was like July of 2016 or 2015?
2016.
2016. So we've been doing it almost 3 years, and it's come a long way. Now, when it first started, there were only two tiers that you could get. There was the Yum Box and the Yum Yum Box. And I'll kind of go over all the pricing and stuff in a little bit. Now they've actually got what's called the Super Yum Yum?
No, Super Yum Box.
Super Yum. Which is the highest tier that you have. Now, they only have so many of the Super Yum boxes, so if you are interested in getting any kind of the tiers, or if you're interested in subscribing to Universal Yums, we actually have a code with them. If you go to the link down below, beardlyhonest.com/yums, there's links to all three subscriptions, and if you're interested in the Super Yum box, you can get $5 off, but if you prepay for a year, I think you get like a free month or something in there as well for any of the three subscriptions that you were interested in. So when we first started a couple years ago, the Yum Box, I want to say, was still around $10 to $15. They may have raised their prices a little bit over the years, maybe $1 or $2.
It's pretty much stayed very much the same.
They had the Yum Box, which is 6 snacks, and then the Yum Yum Box, which was like around 12 snacks. Mm-hmm. That one is $25, the Yum Box. That's the middle tier now. And then the Super Yum Box, that's $39. Now, it works progressively to where the Yum Box, you get the smallest amount of snacks, but the Yum Yum Box, you get all that plus more. Super Yum is all what's in the Yum Yum Box plus some exclusive stuff. It's worked kind of weird over the past couple of years to where, you know, there's 200 or 300 different countries in the world. Not everyone can have, 20 different snacks to choose from, because that's what the Super Yum box has now. Where they have both sweet and savory snacks in the box. They've kind of refined how they package everything, but for the most part, in the early days, we used to get stuff that was crushed and melted, and it would take more than a week or two to kind of get to us based on wherever their shipping location is. They've kind of fixed all of the logistical problems with that. We live in Dallas, Texas, and so it gets pretty hot here in the summer months. And even though we've got a UPS box, that's where all our stuff goes to, for the most part, our chocolates and whatnot don't really get too melted. We might have 1 or 2 melted things in there, but for the most part, everything in the box is pretty good. Same thing with, the potato chips and whatnot. They might be a little smushed, like as far as the bag is, like deflated, but as far as the contents and stuff, they pack them pretty well so that stuff doesn't get smushed unless your box gets obliterated because the UPS guys, stepped on it or something like that. But, it's been interesting over the past couple of years because they have repeated countries before. Like we're doing this in this is for April. No, this is for March.
This is for March.
This is March of 2019. And this is Ukraine. I want to say it was like February or January of 2017. It was in the spring sometime 2 years ago when they had the same country. Now, I will say between those 2 years, they've kind of refined some of the snacks and different things that they put in the box. Ukraine 2 years ago was an awful box. I hated everything in it. It was all just nasty, it was like the worst box I'd ever had from them. This particular box, while I didn't like everything in it, the vast majority of everything was either palatable, or there were a couple things in there that I would generally, eat later on. Because I try a little thing, I try, a bite of everything that comes in the box for the channel, so that, people that watch the videos, they can eat along with us and kind of see my reactions and whatnot. Everything's pretty genuine. That's why Honest is in our name. But you'll have to check out some of our past Universal Yums videos for some pretty, I guess, outrageous interpretations.
January of 2017.
When the Ukraine box was?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's been more than 2 years, just a little over 2 years.
Yeah. They've doubled up on some countries. I know they've done France twice, Italy twice, Ukraine twice, Russia twice, Brazil twice. A couple of the Asian countries like Japan, Thailand, or Taiwan, one of the two. They've doubled up on those. Now that's kind of my biggest beef with, it's the biggest beef and the biggest plus about this subscription box. Now if you've never had stuff from around the world, it's not maybe the best representation of what that country has to offer, but they do a pretty darn good job of showing you different types of culture and flavored things within that particular country's palate, like
flavor profiles.
Flavor profiles. Now, the one beef I have with them is I wish they would branch out more. Now, I know not everybody's been subscribing as long as I have, and so you want to get some of those major countries like France and Italy in there occasionally. UK, they've done twice. So all like the Western European countries, they've pretty much done twice, which it's nice to get doubled up things within those, because we've gotten the same like cookies or snacks within those two boxes for that same country. But like this Ukraine box, I don't think anything in this box we had in previous box. So because that box was so bad, I think they listened. They're like, hey, we'll give Ukraine another shot. Here's all new stuff. And it was actually like a couple times better than what the other box was. But I do wish that they would actually branch out more, because there are so many other countries out there outside of Europe and outside of Asia that they could tap into from a flavor profile. I mean, there's South American countries, there's Central American countries.
Australia.
Yeah, Australia.
They've never done Australia.
Well,
we don't know.
That was my guess for next month. They give you a clue to whatever the next month's box is supposed to be on the little pamphlet that they give you, which is kind of interesting because they have like trivia and puzzle games and stuff like that, but they go over and give you some trivia about the individual items and tell you all the allergens in the box. They used to not do that. But they're really good about the allergen stuff now, because my wife, she's allergic to dairy things. It's not the farts, guys. She breaks out in hives. And so it's really important when you're trying stuff that you're not familiar with to know what's exactly in it. Now, they will translate some of the food into English words, but for the most part, you'll kind of know whether or not it's got stuff in it you can eat or not just based on what it is, because there's potato chips or peanuts or something in there. You're kind of know, but always refer back to the book to know really what is in the food that you're eating. Now, we have tried some really weird stuff from some of these countries, and it's been pretty appetizing for the most part, and pretty eye-opening of what flavor profiles you can get across the world. But I'd say it's definitely worth the money. Now, I know there's a lot of people that watch our videos because we've been doing Universal Yums on our channel for years, where a lot of other channels out there, they'll do them for a month or two. They'll try to capitalize as many hits as they can, and then they'll kind of move on from that because they do other subscription boxes. We've featured this on our channel for well over 2 years, 2-3 years now.
Every month since we got it.
And it's been a fantastic box. It really gets us to not only try new things, but it's a conversation starter, because a lot of the stuff that we don't like or not necessarily will finish, we'll give out to friends and family or coworkers, and it gives us something to talk about. And I know a lot of families will sit down and eat this together because it's different things that people have never tried before. It's a really well-rounded box, and I think from a price point, now not everybody can afford $40 a month for a snack box. That's why they've got the Yum Box, which starts off at $15. Now, shipping is included in that, guys, but that's just to the U.S. So if you live outside the U.S., you'd have to pay shipping to whatever country it is. I don't know the international shipping rates. You'd have to check on the website or probably email them at their support. They're really good at support. They get back to you usually within a day or two, depending on what your question or problem is. I've had a couple issues over the years with different things, like stuff getting smushed or not showing up on time, whatever. They've always been awesome remedying it all. They've always been very vocal on Facebook. You might want to stay away from Facebook, though, at times, because they do spoil what that particular box is for the month. If you're trying to guess based on, month to month, just wait till it shows up and then you'll know. But usually about a week or two before the box shows up, they've already kind of let the cat out of the bag about what country it is and some of the snacks you're getting in it. So, spoiler alert.
Yeah, they spoil like real fast.
Really fast. But I mean, it's fun to do. They've got little things on here, kind of like what your best yum is, worst yum, strangest yum, stuff like that, and they kind of give you an overview of the country just from a history standpoint. I mean, do you have any thoughts on yums? I know you haven't been able to try as much lately because you've gone dairy free, but
yeah, if you go back to like probably that first Ukraine video, I was definitely still eating dairy. So it's different now that I can only try certain things, but there are different countries that have been more forgiving in that fact, that have more dairy-free things, which is nice. I like it. I like you said, it gets us to try new things, and then I bring it to work, and people go crazy for different things. We have poker night, and they eat all the candies. It's just kind of a fun thing of when else would I have meat, jelly, and horseradish chips? I mean, I wouldn't pick those up in the store.
Well, so, I mean, Dallas is a pretty diverse city, and we've got a bunch of different cultural supermarkets around here. We've actually gone to some of the like Asian marts and stuff after we've had a particular box just to try to find something that we found in those boxes. And we've actually come across some of those and been able to order them off Amazon and off the internet. And so you might find stuff that you really would have never thought that you would have liked, or that flavor combination or whatever, but it's definitely worth seeking out. If you find that one little special snack that you would have never thought of before, to go hunt it down. And we've done that quite a few times, probably about half a dozen times. We've done that after a box. But I'd say Yums itself, I'm in no way getting paid by them at all as far as endorsing the box. This is my pure opinion on being a true subscriber. It comes out of my own pocket that I get this particular box. I got nothing from free from them. So I would definitely recommend checking them out if you're definitely curious, or if you've tried it in the past and want to pick it up again. I would definitely try that. If you want to get the Super Yum box, which is about this size, guys, it's 20 plus snacks. It runs $39. The Yum Yum box is their mid-size box. It's $25. And then their Yum box is $15. If you're curious about any three of those, go to weirdlyhonest.com/yums, and you'll find links to all three of those, and we'll get credit as far as if you subscribe to them. If not, you can check out their website too. They've got a whole bunch of literature and whatnot on what comes in the boxes, how you get them. They have a FAQ section that kind of goes over all the different questions and stuff you might have. But from a Weirdly Honest perspective, it's definitely 2 thumbs up. If you guys have any questions or comments for us, definitely leave them down below. We are pretty active on social media. We've got all the links for that down below for Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. Same thing with weirdlyhonest@gmail.com. We answer your questions through there as well. So anything you want to follow up with before we close out?
No.
Anyway,
get a box and try it along with us.
Yeah, definitely. Have a nice day, guys.